It was the autumn of 1961, and the small Marvel Comics office buzzed with the restless hum of creativity. The air was heavy with cigarette smoke and the faint aroma of stale coffee. Stan Lee sat at his desk, caught between frustration and inspiration. For years, superheroes had followed the same pattern. Flawless champions of justice, who never stumbled and never truly felt human. Stan, tired of the same formula, and even considering leaving comics, wanted something entirely different. He dreamed of heroes who argued, who made mistakes, who struggled with each other as much as with their enemies. He wanted them to be human first and superhuman second. Across from him, Jack Kirby, the king of comics, bent over his drawing board. His pencils moved with the speed of lightning, bringing bold and powerful shapes to life. As they spoke, ideas bounced between them like sparks. What if they were not just teammates but a family? What if their adventures were not only about battles but about bonds? Kirby smiled as he sketched. The concept was alive. From that exchange came 4 characters who would change comic book history. Reed Richards, a genius scientist who could stretch his body into impossible shapes, representing intellect and adaptability. Sue Storm, graceful and strong, capable of turning invisible and creating shimmering force fields. Johnny Storm, her younger brother, brash and full of energy, able to ignite into living flame. And Ben Grimm, a loyal friend of Reed's. Transformed into a hulking figure of living rock known as the Thing, whose appearance hid a deeply human heart. In November 1961, Fantastic Four #1 reached the newsstands. Readers were astonished. These characters did not hide behind perfect masks. They bickered, they teased, they got frustrated, and yet they stood together when it mattered. For the first time, superheroes felt like people you might know. The effect was electric. The Fantastic Four quickly became the cornerstone of Marvel Comics. Through their stories, the Marvel Universe expanded into something vast and interconnected. Dr. Doom, the regal and dangerous ruler of Latveria, emerged as their greatest enemy. The Silver Surfer arrived as a lonely herald of the planet-devouring Galactus. The team ventured into the strange and hostile Negative Zone. It was a fusion of science fiction, adventure, and heartfelt drama that no one else had dared to attempt. Over the decades, the Fantastic Four earned the title of Marvel's first family. They were the pioneers who made it possible for heroes like Spider-Man, the Avengers, and the X-Men to exist in a shared world. But when Hollywood tried to bring them to life, the results often fell short. Adaptations came and went, from low-budget experiments to big studio releases, yet none truly captured the heart humor and cosmic scope of the original comics. Fans held on to hope that one day the magic would return, and that hope has finally arrived. The 2025 Fantastic Four film from Marvel Studios is not simply another attempt. It is a revival built with respect for the legacy, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This new version embraces the human drama as much as the cosmic spectacle. Reed is portrayed not just as the smartest man alive, but as someone who carries the burden of responsibility and the fear of losing those he loves. Sue is more than the invisible woman. She is the emotional foundation that holds the team together. Johnny's fire is not only his power, but his reckless youth and desire to prove himself. Ben is more than his rocky skin. He is a soul who has lost much, but refuses to give up on protecting others. The visuals take audiences to places they have only imagined. The Negative Zone glows with dangerous beauty, its alien landscape stretching beyond imagination. The Baxter Building rises in the heart of New York, a beacon of science and adventure. When the battles unfold, they are both massive and intimate. Galactus looms like a force of nature, and Dr. Doom's presence fills the screen with dread. Yet the true stakes are always the lives and relationships at the center of the story. This film is a homecoming for Marvel's first family. It restores them to the place they earned long ago, standing alongside the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy as the true trailblazers of the Marvel Universe, before the Infinity Stones, before the multiverse. There was a rocket heading into space with 4 friends willing to risk everything for discovery. That was the spark that lit Marvel's future, and more than 6 decades later, that spark has been reignited. The lights dim, the screen glows, and the adventure begins anew. Stan Lee may not be here to witness it, but his spirit is in every frame, somewhere in the dark as the story unfolds. Audiences will feel what the first readers felt in 1961, the certainty that the greatest journey is still ahead. Excelsior.